Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today's video is a weekly summary, and I have been at the PGA show, so the big trade show in Orlando, kind of the last 7 days. So I'm actually going to do a separate video on that because I can't fit in everything that I want to talk about. So European Tour, Bryson Dechambeau just destroyed the field. He looked great. And maybe there's method in the madness. So he is got to be the hottest player in the world right now, bar maybe the man I'm going to talk about in a second. But I've always feel with Bryson, his real scientific nature is, yes, it's a very much a mechanically driven kind of concept, but I think it also helps him psychologically. I think if you removed all of that, I think he would struggle. So get some comments down below. Do you think being really like mechanical in your thoughts, or like he's taking in wind, he's taking in the temperature, he's taking in all of these different numbers, I think it really suits his personality. So my question to you at home is, like, what job do you do? Are you a bit of a Bryson? Are you completely the other end? Are you a complete field player? And do you think it's more to do with your personality than it is to do with your golf? So you would think that is all we're going to talk about in the European Tour. What a great performance by a really good golfer. But unfortunately, the event was kind of tainted a bit at the end with this two-shot penalty that occurred to Ling. And yeah, just two-shot penalty for his caddy walking in behind him, and I don't agree with it. I think they have changed the rules, and they've changed it in a theoretical sense, and when it's come to being applied, yeah, I don't really agree with the rule. But I think the main issue is, if you're going to penalise people for that when the ref's around, how unfair is that? Because that scenario is going to happen all the time. It wasn't clear cut. There will be times players walk in behind. It worries me as well at club level, if you're like playing a match play tournament like pairs, your partner just might be hanging around, he might walk past, and I think it's going to cause arguments. So there are a few rule changes that I think they're causing more trouble than the people kind of thought about when they made them. I think they thought they were good ideas, and then when you go and apply them in the real world, they don't work as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. And then it started bringing and highlighting the fact that Bryson is quite slow with his method. So again, that then started causing issues. That's something that I've seen on social media a lot. And I don't think those comments would be there, or they wouldn't be there as much, if they hadn't had that ruling for something that's completely non-related to Bryson. So yeah, we got to be careful with these rules, and I think the tours are going to have to maybe get together and come up with some local rules to try and stop things like that happening again, because it's going to cause massive issues. So there was a little bit of controversy in Dubai, but there was no controversy with Justin Rose. What a fantastic performance. You know, he is world #1, and he very much showed it at Torrey Pines. And Justin has been great for 2-3 years now. You know, he's a great ambassador for the game. He's been doing so well, but he always makes it look quite hard to win. You know, if you take like when Tiger was world #1 and in his dominant spell, when Tiger was in the lead, or if he was in and around the leaders, you expected him to pounce and take the title. Justin Rose hasn't had that kind of about his golf game. He slipped up a few times. If you think back to when he actually first got world #1, he lost to Keenan Bradley in a playoff, and he should have really closed that event out. But at Torrey Pines, Justin looked incredible, and he made mistakes. And I think if you're watching at home, mistakes happen in golf. That is just a part of golf. The mistakes happened. Saturday, a couple double bogeys. Really slow start on Sunday. But what he did, and this is what I really liked, and I think this is what's slightly different with Justin, than from previous years is he always kept himself ahead of the pack. When he made the mistakes, he made a couple birdies to counteract it. If you take Adam Scott, 4 birdies in the last 4 holes, you know, Adam Scott looked very good. He's got to be a good shout for the Masters. But he was pushing Justin, but Justin, you know, he holed a couple putts when he needed to, birdied the last, and he took a situation that could have got very uncomfortable and made it look very comfortable. So Justin, we had some questions. You know, he's changed his equipment. He is a very good golfer. We all knew that. But if he can get that winning edge like he showed at Torrey Pines, he could be even more dangerous than we thought in 2019. And maybe Adam Scott, even though he's taken a great game into the Masters, might have to concede to Justin Rose again. And Justin Rose definitely a favourite, and he is by the bookies, and I think rightfully so. So yes, come on Team Rose. So 2 very big tournaments, 2 wins by guys that are in massive form. Who do you think is the player that will win the most come the end of 2019? Do you think Bryson's just riding a nice wave and he might kind of not keep that going for the rest of the season? Do you feel the same about Justin Rose? I'd love to hear what you've got to say, because we've got 2 winners this week that they could potentially win 3, 4, 5 more events this year alone, but they could also potentially just kind of slip back into the pack. What do you think will happen? Hope to catch you soon.